So I want to go ahead and compare this area, the level design, the mission design of this particular 1PP mission from the Division 1 and the Division 2. But in the Division two's case, this comes in the DLC Battle for Brooklyn. And so what we're going to do is just bear with me. I'm using a basic level 1 character. We're going to clear out this area and we're going to do a small comparison between both of them. In fact, I've already cleared the area in the Division 2's Brooklyn DLC. Now I just got to smoke all of these NPCs and then make it worth your while. But again, you got to work with me through this because this mission is iconic in many cases. So one of the reasons I say it's iconic, and just as I'm playing through it, just watch some of the sequences. The bad guys are doing their thing. I got some JTF officers. These are the Joint Task Force officers fighting alongside me. And we're taking out these bad guys. And so we've completely secured the parking lot, right? Now, the way this mission is structured in the Division 1 as an introductory mission is you come here to the police precinct parking lot, and it's already been overrun by these enemy NPCs. They're called I forgot their name. Oh my gosh. But in the case of the Division 2, when you actually make your way into the Division 2's Brooklyn DLC mission, you'll see that the parking lot is actually structured similar in terms of the, police cars. They've made some changes on the outside as well. And in my last video where I talked about the Brooklyn Bridge, I wasn't paying attention, but there were two food trucks there were two food trucks outside, or three, I don't know, but there's three now. One of them is toppled over, and I don't know if that same one is toppled over in the Division 1 or if it's actually three out there. Because again, if you notice, there's a huge gate here in the precinct, and let's see if there are three food trucks here. Actually, there's only like one or two, but that's not the focus of the video. I'm just pointing out a few discrepancies that I see. Now, the way this is done, if you notice, 1 PP over here, and when I say 1 PP, it means one police plaza. That's what it's called literally here in Brooklyn. Is that what it's called in the division? No, hold on. Let me be certain. It's called that. One police plaza. Yeah, that's what it's called here in the Division 2. And so as you're standing in the parking lot, you notice that here in the game in Division 1, the developers have kind of left the parking lot subject to, whatever the pacing and whatever the story and the narrative is telling, right? You see that this gate allows you in. In fact, it's, there's a little blinker, a UI dot thing that's blinking saying, come this way, right? In the case of the Division 2 with the Brooklyn DLC, the mission structure is different because now apparently this police plaza has been overtaken by the good guys. However, the bad guys are invading it, and you have the parking lot. You have these cars that have already been burned down because they're cleaners, right? And the lore is that they use, fire to do all what it is that they want to do. They're supposedly burning down the virus, killing innocent civilians. But that gate that you had in the Division 1 has been blocked off by a dump truck, which the cleaners, according to the Division lore, were former sanitation workers who turned, against all of the whatever to clean up the virus that had already plagued New York. So you can look in here, you can see inside of the compound from this particular angle, which in case of the Division 1, you can just go into that compound and you can see pretty much what all is cooking here. And yes, there's a little bit of gating. Stuff is actually, put away, in terms of like creating cover for the gameplay. The developers are making it look a little eerie. Oh, I wonder what's back there. If you scope in, you might see an NPC or two, with their health bars, kind of show up on the UI. But it's just some really cool stuff to see how the depiction has transformed over, both games. Whereas here, if you look at here as well too, you can see it, but you can't go to it, in that regard. And so the mission is saying instead, go through this door, of which it shows the Brooklyn precinct. And in the case of the Division 1, that door is actually shut off from you in that regard. So this is a really cool set of aesthetics when you kind of think about it in terms of the way the developers kind of, they mixed it up. They remixed this whole thing. And anybody who's played the Division 1 and the Division 2, I mean, this is like, this is kind of weird in a sense because, you walk up here and then you can basically see the exact same thing when it comes down to it. Join the fight. The game's lore is still. Let me position this guy to kind of look like he's in that area. Oh, sorry, camera. All right, join the fight. Everything is a lot more. When you think about it, things are kind of different in a sense, but the field of view is also a whole different thing. So look at that. You could also tell that some structures have changed too in the way that it's also depicted, except of course something burned something down, or there's some scaffolding over there that's actually covering that. It's on top of that building now. So if you look at this building here, it seems like they've also changed and tweaked the scale when it comes down to it. The assets are rearranged and reorganized. And let's come over here to the Division 1s and see if they're not drums here. Instead, they're police cars and little blockades and parking barriers and such. But it's a subtle and a slight difference, but something actually pretty cool. One really cool thing that we saw in the Division 1 days, and this has been basically, put down the memory hole, was they had a developer come on a live Twitch stream. This was during the downtime for the Division 1. The Division 1 was still going through like this weird place. They hadn't told us that they were working on a Division 2. They were just like, oh yeah, we're working on some new content for Division 1 and blah, blah, blah. So they were engaging the community, doing some weekly live streams where they'll get like a designer to design like a weapon skin, and the community would like chime in like, yeah, make that blue, make that green. And one developer took a whole mission from the Division 1 and he transformed the entire aesthetics of the mission, even changing the, enemy faction that you were going to go ahead and fight against. And it was actually pretty cool. And this was done on a live stream. It really did impress the community. But do you know what happened? They took down the stream. In fact, it was recorded by SkillUp, who actually posted the entire full. And some of you know the name SkillUp, whether you're in the Division community or not. If you watch reviews, he used to cover the Division. He started out, his channel grew big for the first, I think his first big wave of, influx of subscribers from the Division content that he was making. And I think Ubisoft probably maybe requested that he take that video down, because that video showed the Snowdrop engine at work. It showed everything. My mistake was not, keeping a copy of that stream, because I did also, watch that stream as well. And I think it was probably one of the more fascinating things that I'd seen in game development, that, a game that you were playing got modded by the developers in real time. Like, this mission here in the Division 2 is, you're basically going at it against, what's their names? The cleaners in here, right? But in the Division 1, you're going at it against the... I keep forgetting the name of this enemy faction here. And what's even pretty cool, too, is if you go back in history and look at the Division trailer from E3, you notice that there are also, some differences as well. In fact, in this trailer, more than anything else, it actually has, in my opinion, more of a correlation to the Division 2's Battle for Brooklyn DLC as it was depicted. And look at the skill tree. This skill tree is very different. This skill tree did not launch with the Division 1. In fact, segments of it did not even launch with Division 2. So if you notice, the players are fighting these guys, are coming out through this door, which you had to deal with in the Division 2, which is insane. It's like they basically watched this trailer and they use it to make the Brooklyn DLC. Those of you in the Division community, you know what I'm talking about. Once you're watching this, you're thinking to yourself, oh, okay, that's just straight up weird. And then let's fast forward a bit. Once you clear the parking lot and then you make your next move, I think they walk in through that door. Man, that guy is shooting he's missing a bunch of shots. Okay, let's see where they go now. Oh, see, they walk right into this door, right? So this is what was shown in E3 of 2013. They walk in through this door. In the Division 2, the Battle for Brooklyn DLC, you actually also get to walk into this door, but the door is it's still a 2-door door. And then when you walk right in, you see this fitness room. Interesting. Does it have fitness room on here, or is it just like some random room to depict what's going on? It just has an 05 number up top, and it's not exactly the same. It's been modified, and it's been made different as well. Locker room is what's in front. Let's see what's here. You can see the little AC vent. The fire extinguisher is on the floor. It seems like this room has been modified and pushed back a little bit in this E3 trailer. Bro, this is some really cool stuff, man. I'm going to continue doing this stuff as much as I can. Hang in there. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching the video. And hopefully we can talk in other ones. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Peace out.